Vince Gill stood on stage, tears in his eyes, as he prepared to honor his dear friend, Kenny Rogers. The Grand Ole Opry was empty, contrasting with the usual packed house, adding to the somber mood. Recently, the world lost a music legend. In this heartfelt tribute, Vince Gill chokes back tears tributing Kenny Rogers, capturing the deep bond between these country music icons. With its rich wooden stage and historic backdrop, the Grand Ole Opry stood eerily silent. The usual lively crowd was replaced by empty seats, a stark reminder of the ongoing pandemic. Vince Gill, Brad Paisley, and Marty Stewart were seated 6 feet apart, their acoustic guitars in hand, ready to honor a fallen friend. The atmosphere was thick with emotion, a blend of sadness and reverence, as the country music community came together in spirit, if not in person. The night was especially poignant for Vince Gill. He had taken the stage many times before, but this performance was different. Less than 24 hours earlier, the world had lost Kenny Rogers, a giant in the world of music and a close friend of many. The decision to proceed with the show, despite the recent loss and the empty venue, spoke volumes about the resilience and dedication of these artists. Vince opened the tribute with Sweet Music Man, a song written by Kenny Rogers himself. As Vince sang, his voice trembled with emotion, each word carrying the weight of loss and respect. The simplicity of the performance, just 3 men, their guitars, and the music, added to the profound sense of mourning and honor. Brad Paisley followed, blending a few lines from Rogers' iconic The Gambler into his song, This Is Country Music. Marty Stewart, known for his deep respect for country traditions, harmonized beautifully, creating a moment that felt intimate and grand all at once. The lack of an audience somehow made the tribute even more powerful, as if the silence allowed the emotions to echo even louder. The trio's performance was a testament to their enduring spirit of the Grand Ole Opry. Despite the challenges, the show went on, honoring a legend who had left an indelible mark on country music. What made Kenny Rogers' music connect with such a broad audience? Kenny Rogers was a titan in the world of music, known for his husky voice and storytelling ability. His career spanned over 6 decades, during which he became a beloved figure in country and pop music. Born in Houston, Texas, Rogers started his journey in a housing project, a humble beginning that never hinted at the stardom to come. In the late 1950s, Rogers began his career with the doo-wop group The Scholars. He then joined the jazz group, the Bobby Doyle Three, before finding his footing with the New Christy Minstrels. It was the first edition, a group he co-founded, that he first tasted significant success with hits like Just Dropped In, To See What Condition My Condition Was In. Rogers' solo career took off with the 1977 hit Lucille, a song that topped the country charts and reached the top 5 on pop charts. This was followed by The Gambler, a song that became his signature and won him a Grammy. His ability to cross over between country and pop genres set him apart, making songs like Lady, Coward of the County, and Islands in the Stream timeless classics. Rogers' impact on country music is immeasurable. He brought a broader audience to the genre, blending storytelling with melodies that resonated universally. His duets with Dottie West, Kim Carnes, and particularly Dolly Parton solidified his reputation as a versatile and collaborative artist. Beyond music, Rogers was an actor, photographer, and philanthropist. He starred in the TV series based on The Gambler, participated in charity concerts, and supported numerous causes, including ending world hunger. Kenny Rogers was not just a musician. He was an entertainer who touched hearts worldwide. His songs remain a testament to his talent and his deep understanding of human emotions. What made Kenny Rogers so special to Vince Gill? Vince Gill and Kenny Rogers first met through the tight-knit world of country music, quickly forming a bond over their mutual love for the craft. Their friendship blossomed over shared experiences and a deep respect for each other's talent and contributions to the genre. Both men were known for their generosity and humility, qualities that strengthened their connection over the years. Their friendship was marked by numerous collaborations and shared stages. They often performed together at various events, with Rogers frequently praising Gill's musicianship and kind heart. This mutual admiration created a solid foundation for their friendship, one built on respect and genuine affection. One memorable anecdote from Vince Gill highlights the depth of their friendship. Gill recalls a time when Rogers gave him invaluable advice earlier in his career, urging him to stay true to his artistic vision and never compromise on the quality of his music. This advice stuck with Gill and influenced his approach to his career, underscoring the profound impact Rogers had on him. The news of Kenny Rogers' passing hit Vince Gill hard. In a touching tribute at the Grand Ole Opry, Gill chose to perform Sweet Music Man, a song written by Rogers himself. This choice was deeply personal and significant. Sweet Music Man wasn't just a hit. It was a piece of Rogers' heart and soul, capturing his essence as a musician and storyteller. Singing this song was Vince's way of paying homage to his friend, expressing his sorrow and respect to the very music that had bonded them. Gill's performance was filled with raw emotion. As he sang, he struggled to hold back tears, his voice cracking under the weight of his grief. It was a powerful moment that resonated with everyone who watched, a testament to the deep bond they shared. Why did Vince choose Sweet Music Man for his tribute? Sweet Music Man, released in 1977 on Kenny Rogers' album Daytime Friends, is a poignant ballad that Rogers wrote himself. The song delves into the life of a musician, exploring themes of love, regret, and the pressures of fame. It's a reflection of Rogers' own experiences and emotions, making it deeply personal and authentic. For Vince Gill, the decision to perform Sweet Music Man as a tribute to Kenny Rogers was significant and heartfelt. This song held special meaning for both men. It was one of the few songs Rogers wrote entirely by himself, offering a genuine insight into his thoughts and feelings. This connection into the song's raw emotion made it the perfect choice for Gill to honor his friend. Vince's emotional connection to the Sweet Music Man was palpable during his performance at the Grand Ole Opry. As he sang, his voice was laden with sorrow and respect, a tribute to the deep bond he shared with Rogers. Vince admired Rogers' ability to convey profound emotions through his music, and singing this particular song allowed him to channel his grief and celebrate Rogers' legacy in a way that words alone could not capture. The choice of Sweet Music Man was not just about the song lyrics, but also about what it represented, a heartfelt acknowledgement of Rogers' journey and the impact he had on those around him. Performing this song was Vince's way of saying goodbye to a mentor and friend, showing the world the profound influence Rogers had had on his life. The performance was intimate and raw, with Vince struggling to hold back tears. His voice cracked several times, but he pushed through, determined to honor Rogers with dignity and respect. This tribute was a powerful moment that resonated deeply with everyone who watched, highlighting the strength of their friendship and the lasting legacy of Kenny Rogers. How did Vince maintain his composure during the tribute? Vince Gill's tribute to Kenny Rogers at the Grand Ole Opry was a performance filled with raw emotion and heartfelt respect. On March 21, 2020, Gill took the stage alongside Brad Paisley and Marty Stewart to honor Rogers, who had passed away just the day before. The atmosphere was somber, with the Grand Ole Opry's historic stage eerily empty due to the pandemic. Despite the lack of a live audience, the emotional weight of the moment was palpable. Vince Gill began the tribute with Sweet Music Man, a song Rogers wrote himself. As he strummed his guitar and started singing, the grief in his voice was unmistakable. Each line of the song seemed to carry the weight of their shared memories. Gill's voice cracked several times, tears welling up in his eyes, but he pushed through, determined to honor his friend with the dignity and respect he deserved. The performance was intimate, with Brad Paisley and Marty Stewart harmonizing on the chorus. They sang, "Nobody Sings a Love Song Quite Like You Do," a line that resonated deeply, highlighting Rogers' unique talent and the personal connection they all felt. The simplicity of the setup, just three men with their guitars, allowed the focus to remain on the music and the emotions it evoked. The reactions of fellow performers and fans, even though they were not physically present, were overwhelming. Social media lit up with messages of support and shared sorrow. Many fans expressed how touched they were by Gill's sincere and moving tribute, feeling connected through the shared grief of losing a beloved icon. The performance was a testament to Vince Gill's professionalism and his deep bond with Kenny Rogers. It was clear that this tribute was not just a performance, but a personal farewell to a dear friend. What did Vince, Brad, and Marty share about Kenny Rogers backstage before their performance? The preparations for the tribute to Kenny Rogers began as soon as Vince Gill, Brad Paisley, and Marty Stewart learned of his passing. The trio, deeply affected by the news, felt an urgent need to honor their friend and country music legend. The Grand Ole Opry, despite the pandemic, provided the perfect stage for this heartfelt homage. Before the performance, the three artists gathered backstage, each grappling with their emotions. Vince Gill, known for his close friendship with Rogers, was particularly moved. Conversations were a mix of reminiscing and planning. They shared stories about Kenny, his kindness, and his immense contribution to music. These moments were filled with laughter and tears, a testament to the deep bond they shared with Rogers. Brad Paisley expressed his admiration for Kenny, recalling their collaborations and the wisdom Rogers imparted over the years. Marty Stewart, a historian of country music, spoke about Rogers' influence on the genre and his ability to connect with audiences through his storytelling. Their discussions helped them channel their grief into a meaningful tribute. As they prepared to go on stage, the reality of performing without an audience sank in. The Grand Ole Opry, usually bustling with energy, was eerily silent. The trio knew this would be one of the most challenging performances, not only because of the loss they felt, but also due to the unprecedented circumstances. Yet, they were determined to deliver a tribute worthy of Rogers' legacy. Vince Gill's performance of Sweet Music Man was especially poignant. His voice wavered with emotion, but he held it together, honoring Kenny with every note. Brad and Marty harmonized, their voices blending in a touching homage. The simplicity of the acoustic setup added to the intimacy and sincerity of the performance. How did fans and musicians honor Kenny Rogers after his passing? The news of Kenny Rogers' death on March 20th, 2020, sent shockwaves through the music world. Fans and musicians alike responded with an outpouring of grief and tributes. Social media platforms were flooded with messages of love and memories, highlighting the immense impact Rogers had had on so many lives. Fans were quick to express their sorrow and share their favorite memories and songs of Rogers. Many reflected on how his music had been a significant part of their lives, providing comfort and joy throughout the years. The emotional response was a testament to the deep connection Rogers had with his audience. Musicians across genres paid tribute to Rogers, each sharing how he influenced their careers and lives. Dolly Parton, Rogers' longtime friend and duet partner, posted a heartfelt video saying, "I loved Kenny with all my heart. My heart's broken, and a big old chunk of it is gone with him today." Blake Shelton expressed his respect by tweeting, "I can't express on Twitter the impact Kenny Rogers, the artist and the man, had on me. He was always very kind and fun to be around. Rest in peace, gambler." Lionel Richie, who wrote Rogers' hit song Lady, shared his sadness, saying, "Today, I lost one of my closest friends. So much laughter, so many adventures to remember. My heart is broken." Other stars like Billy Ray Cyrus, Reba McEntire, and Jason Aldean also shared touching tributes, emphasizing Rogers' role in bridging the gap between country and pop music, and his influence on their musical journeys. The media coverage was extensive, with major news outlets and entertainment platforms dedicating segments to honor Rogers' life and legacy. Public mourning was widespread, with many virtual gatherings and online tributes organized by fans and artists alike. The depth of the response underscored Rogers' status as a beloved figure in the music industry. What lessons did Vince learn from Kenny that he treasures? Vince Gill's tribute to Kenny Rogers was more than just a performance. It was a heartfelt farewell to a friend and a mentor. Reflecting on their friendship, Vince often spoke about the profound impact Kenny had had on his life. "Kenny was one of the kindest people I've ever known," Vince said in an interview. "He was always there with advice, encouragement, and a joke to lighten the mood." Kenny Rogers' influence on Vince's career cannot be overstated. From the early days in the industry to their numerous collaborations, Kenny's guidance was instrumental. Vince often recalled how Kenny's words of wisdom helped him navigate the complexities of the music business. "Kenny taught me the importance of staying true to yourself and your music," Vince shared. This advice became a cornerstone of Vince's career, shaping his approach to both his artistry and his interactions with others. The tribute at the Grand Ole Opry was a deeply personal moment for Vince. Performing Sweet Music Man, the song written by Kenny, was Vince's way of honoring his friend's legacy. The choice of this song was significant. It was one of Kenny's most personal pieces, reflecting his journey in music. Vince's emotional connection to the song was evident as he choked back tears during the performance, his voice filled with sorrow and reverence. Looking ahead, Vince plans to continue honoring Kenny's legacy through his music. He's expressed a desire to keep Kenny's memory alive by performing his songs and sharing stories of their friendship. "I'll always cherish the times we spent together and the lessons he taught me," Vince said. "Kenny's spirit will always be a part of my music." How is Kenny Rogers' legacy being kept alive today? Kenny Rogers' music continues to resonate with fans around the world, ensuring that his legacy lives on. His songs, like The Gambler and Lady, as well as Islands in the Stream, remain timeless classics, frequently played on radio stations and streaming platforms. These tracks are more than just music. They're pieces of history that continue to inspire new generations of artists and listeners alike. To honor his legacy, several projects and tributes have been launched. One notable event was the star-studded concert special, Kenny Rogers, All In for the Gambler, which aired on CBS. The special featured performances by artists such as Chris Stapleton, Idina Menzel, Lady A, Lionel Richie, and Reba McEntire. The concert highlighted some of Rogers' greatest hits and included personal anecdotes from the performers, making it a fitting tribute to his extraordinary career. Additionally, during the 2021 Grammy Awards, Lionel Richie performed a moving rendition of Lady as part of the In Memoriam segment, honoring Rogers alongside other legendary musicians who had passed away that year. These tributes not only celebrate Rogers' contribution to music, but also ensure that his influence remains strong in the industry. Rogers' lasting impact on country music is undeniable. He was a 6-time CMA Award winner, a 3-time Grammy Award winner, and a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. His ability to cross over into pop music broadened the audience for country music, bringing its heartfelt storytelling to millions more people worldwide. His songs often told compelling stories that resonated deeply with listeners, helping to elevate the genre's status and popularity. The music community continues to honor Rogers through performances, cover versions of his songs, and keeping his spirit alive in their music. His influence is evident in the work of many contemporary artists who cite Rogers as a key inspiration. Vince Gill's tribute to Kenny Rogers was more than a performance. It was a heartfelt goodbye to a friend and a legend. Their bond in Kenny's music will forever be cherished. If you enjoyed this tribute, please like, subscribe, and share your favorite Kenny Rogers memory in the comments. And stay tuned for more stories from the world of country music.